where we call the man for once a gold digger, because it's always the woman who's called a gold digger.
Yeah, who said?
Quite all the time. So here we will have a classic case.
Wherever gold is available, people will dig.
Absolutely. So
Be
this
it
is
a
a
man or a
classic
woman.
case.
Well, there are 5 persons. She had 5 boyfriends.
No, are you referring to 5 boyfriends or 5 friends who were boys? Because
Boyfriend.
every friend who is a boy will not become a boyfriend.
Well, forget about the skimpy dress and she going to the nightclubs and all that.
Going to nightclubs or wearing skimpy dress doesn't make a woman bad at all.
The moment I am not saying bad, that is not to our culture. That is not to our culture.
Everything lies in the eye of the beholder, sir.
The facts of the case. Lord, if my Lord is persuaded to accept my submission.
Who is at page 34 is someone else, is it?
I'm sorry, my Lord.
Page 34 of this IA is someone else?
My Lord, there are 5 persons. She had 5 boyfriends. That your Lordship would get.
No, are you referring to 5 boyfriends or 5 friends who were boys?
My Lord, I would say 5 boyfriends.
Because every friend who is a boy will not become a boyfriend.
My Lord, I do not know how your Lordship would read it.
No, in general parlance, every boy who is a friend of a girl will not be a boyfriend.
In common
He is a friend who is a boy.
My Lord, that is too much to read. That would be in between the reading it as if it is in between the lines.
Yes,
but in common parlance, we would say, my Lord, in common parlance, we would say boyfriend, girlfriend. That is how we would say. He is a man whom your Lordship would get at page 8. He is one among the 5. 2 Indians, 3 Americans.
Americans?
Yes, my Lord. Yes, my Lord. That your Lordship would get at page 8. First is Ranu, second is Joe, third is Jeevan, then fourth is Shivis, fifth is Kyle. Kindly have a look at page 11. Physical details I have experienced with other men in my life. This is the truth. This is me. Would your Lordship still say that I should go and make a living with her?
Where did you get all this?
Which one, my Lord?
Where did the husband get all this?
She would put it in writing and give it to me in America. Before she would come back to Bangalore. Mandya, I have
Yes,
WhatsApp calls, chats. But it is, as my Lord has rightly pointed out, saying rightly, my Lord, your Lordship is bound to always say rightly, non-readable. We can't even read it, what she was doing, with whom and all that. Photographs, pictures. My Lord, forget about the skimpy dress and she going to the nightclubs and all that.
Doesn't make a woman. Going to nightclubs or wearing skimpy dress doesn't make a woman bad at all.
No, for a moment I am not saying bad. That is not to our culture. That is not to our culture.
Everything lies in the eye of the beholder, sir.
Quite right, Malak. That is not to our culture. Yes. Certainly it is not to our culture. But I am sure your Lordship would agree with me, commencing from page 8 and onwards, her present. Well, this is the backdrop. We have placed all these things before the investigating agency. They don't bring it on record, all these things. It is not
the allegation is you have forced her for so many things.
I'm sorry, Malak.
The allegation is that you have forced her for repeated things every day. Not once, twice, 4, 5 times. You can't be brutal to a woman.
Your Lordship, very quickly answering all of those questions, and in the end, the 3 questions that your Lordship finally post. Your Lordship, might I take your Lordship to page 20 to 24? Your Lordship, at page 21. Your Lordship, the first paragraph itself deals with the dowry claim. And this is all the wedding. Now we're talking about instances which has happened in India and what has happened abroad. Now all that has happened in India, which gives rise to the complaint, I'm just bringing forth to your Lordship's notice on that. Page 2 of the complaint, page 21 of the petition. Yes. The second paragraph, third paragraph, details out on which date, on 29/11/2023, the amount paid, your Lordship. At page 22, the last paragraph on what all she was being forced to do
22.
at page 22. So even before they brought about this supposed document which they're insisting upon your lordship reading, this was the complaint at that very point of time, because this was something which with a very sadistic pleasure that he would make her write. And most rightly, as pointed out by your lordship, there seems to be an obsession with a certain word, which seems to find its way. And everything that is made to write or concocted, in everything, that phrase is there everywhere, which was something that she was made to do every day. So this is at page 22. Page 22 talks about how she is being made to write. At page 24, the incident in India that occurred is there, your lordship. At page 24, internal page 5 of the complaint. Lordship may kindly see what all transpired at page 5 of the complaint, page 24. The second paragraph, your lordship may kindly see. All that is in India. And the last paragraph, which is most important, which gave rise to all of this was, let us leave everything. He needs to start, there's a startup that he wants to get into. So why don't you just give 5 crore? Because there's a ready milking cow over here as her dad, as her father. So this is the 5 crore that is being demanded here. Now, all of this cover what has happened in India. Might I take your lordship to page 136? Page 136 is the complaint where she had asked the police if they could share with her the complaint that they had given earlier. So the police says at page 136 they won't be able to share it. Nevertheless, they record the fact that the police department was dispatched to your residence. This was based on a neighbor's complaint where there was too much of noise. This was disturbance, and your husband, the details at 136 and 137, which details out the facts that they had. Page 175 is critical, which is a question which is also posed by your lordship to the petitioner. Page 175.
I am there.
What she says to her sister. And the third sentence down. Seriously is what she asks. So she says it's a marriage. And then what else? And she also tells her not to reveal to her mother. So she has been enduring, besides having continuously giving money. Your lordship, what also happens here is that they assumed that this boy works abroad and she's abroad, therefore it would be a fit match, but it wasn't. When she goes abroad, she learns that he was living with his sister all along. And then he comes in and moves to her house. So he's first lived off his sister and then lives off her. His sister has been a pillar of support for this respondent here, the wife. And she has constantly tried to put sense into his head, which has not happened. So if this is one of those regular concocted cases, sister would also be a party. Reason she's not a party is she's settled and she's not made any demands and claims. Your lordship, the next page, your lordship may kindly see. It's also about the police and the neighbors' complaint with respect to loud arguments at page 136.
Well, I'm not getting any of those things in my petition.
Sir?
I'm not getting any of these things.
This is from their petition. This is from their petition.
ನನ್ನ ಪಿಟಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ 61 ಪೇಜ್.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದ್ಯಾರ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ?
The 745 petition.
You answer what the learned senior counsel said about cognizance.
Your lordship, at cognizance.
So now most of it has happened in India, that you have answered.
Please.
Now about the order of taking of cognizance.
Order of taking cognizance, I understand your lordship's coming from, but.
No,
in
no,
fact,
I am not coming
your
from
lordship
anywhere.
might I leave that entirely to your lordship? Reason being, the charge sheet, your lordship, is voluminous. And if I might even take the statement of the marriage broker who brought in this alliance for both of them. These are all external statements given which bring out all of it, and it's able to establish. For at this point of time, to overcome that, your lordship might not be necessary in view of the detailed. I understand the judgment also where your lordship in fact has passed, which learned senior counsel had also mentioned. All I'm saying is might I take your lordship page 203. 203, your lordship. That would, since there were so many misogynistic comments, maybe a reverse misogyny where we call the man for once a gold digger, because it's always the woman who's called a gold digger.
Yeah, who said?
All the time. So here we will have a classic case. We'll have a classic case of these people
Wherever
being
gold is available, people will dig.
Absolutely. So this is a classic case of a
Don't,
gold digger who suddenly seems to say, oh, we are quite all right with a mutual consent. At what point of time? And why does he say, let us close it? This is not a case where there is any demand for money. We've spent extensively. They seem to have drowned it all. Now they want another 5 crores for a startup. Lordship may kindly see page 203. 203 is
How
the
much
broker
money you
statement. Your Lordship, about the bills are for the jewelry is about a crore.
No, bills, apart from the bills.
Apart from the bills, is extensive. 5 crore. Jewelry which they have with them is over 1 crore officially. And also in the presence of the broker also, there was about 10 lakhs given in cash, 1 kg gold, 4 kg silver. Lordship, it is at page 203. Now, even for them to return it would be difficult because they seem to have diluted most of it. That is why the fresh demand has come in for another 5 crore, where she will have to continue the daily
So
service.
gold is liquidated.
Liquidated, but the daily service would have to continue.
What daily service?
Which your Lordship had mentioned. This is where they stand. And for them to get away scot-free with this, your Lordship, on a mere technicality might not be permissible. The entire charge sheet is extensive, voluminous. At this point of time, to come in and seek this kind of washing at this point of time, or saying that let it go back to the stage of cognizance, might not be necessary at all, your Lordship. Lordship, at
I will hear the
please.
state.
आज की पीढ़ी रिश्तों को सकारात्मक और समझदारी के साथ निभाने में क्यों पीछे रह रही है? क्या आपने कभी इस पर गौर किया है? अपनी राय हमें नीचे कमेंट्स में जरूर बताइए। कर्नाटका हाई कोर्ट की कार्यवाही में एक तीखा तलाक विवाद सामने आया, जहां दोनों पति पत्नी भारतीय हैं लेकिन फिलहाल विदेश में रहते हैं। पति ने आरोप लगाया कि उसकी पत्नी का व्यवहार ठीक नहीं है, वह कई रिश्तों में है, देर रात पार्टियों में जाती है और उसके पहनावे को लेकर भी आपत्ति जताई। यहाँ तक कि एक पत्र का हवाला दिया गया जिसमें ये बात स्वीकार होने की बात कही गई। इस पर मान्य न्यायालय ने स्पष्ट किया कि कपड़ों के आधार पर किसी के चरित्र का आंकलन नहीं किया जा सकता। वहीं पत्नी की ओर से जवाब दिया गया कि पति उसे हर तरीके से नियंत्रित करने की कोशिश कर रहा है और उसने खुद 5 करोड़ रुपए की मांग भी की थी। महिला पक्ष के वकील ने यह भी बताया कि तलाक याचिका में कई आपत्तिजनक और महिला विरोधी टिप्पणियां की गई है। साथ ही यह सवाल भी उठाया गया कि हमेशा महिलाओं को ही गोल्ड डिगर क्यों कहा जाता है। इस पर न्यायालय ने टिप्पणी की कि कोई भी गोल्ड डिगर नहीं होता, जहाँ सोना होता है लोग खुद ही उसकी ओर आकर्षित हो जाते हैं। फिलहाल के लिए बस इतना ही। इस मामले की अगली जानकारी हम जल्द लेकर आएंगे। धन्यवाद।